Hey guys, Chris Pabzik, your community car guy, coming to you from the Burke Motor Group here in Cape May Courthouse. Now, I made a leasing video before, had a lot of success, and I think it's because people just don't really understand it. So I figure if I put together this little video, break down some of the confusing terms, it might make it so it's a little bit easier to consider leasing as a buying option, okay? So when you lease a car, there's a couple of big words that everybody always uses. Money factor, what's a couple of the other ones you hear? Residual, like what do these words mean? Okay, so a residual percentage is one of the most important parts of the lease, okay? That is a percentage that's given to the car. It's going to determine what's the car is going to be worth in 3 years, and then that determines how much you're going to pay during the life of your lease. So you see, one big misconception is that all of a sudden if you're leasing compared to buying, it's got to be way less a month, right? Most times it is less, but that's because you're only paying for half the car over 3 years. So some have really high residuals. If the car is a Honda or Toyota, or especially a Subaru, which is #1 best in resale, just so you know, and it's not because I sell them, but just so that's why those cars lease very well. They have a higher residual in the front, which leaves less of the vehicle that needs to be paid over the life of the lease. Money factor is another word, and the easiest way to tie that word together is money factor equals interest rate. If you think of it that way, as money factor equals interest rate, then it makes more sense when you try to think about what you're paying for. Okay, so don't mind my crude drawing, but this is a picture of a car if you couldn't tell, okay? And you'll notice that half of the car is blacked out. So I'm representing a 50% residual there, right? So I'm only paying on half the car. So this half I'm getting for free to drive for 3 years. All right, so I'm only paying on half. Well, 50 is a low residual. That means that I'm going to have to pay for half of the car in 3 years. See, residual percentages can go anywhere from the 40s to 70%. I've seen them as high as 69 personally. So the higher residual, as long as you're not going to keep the car, is ideal because you're going to pay less per month and drive the car. So in 3 years, when you get to the end of your lease, you're going to hold all the cards and you're going to have all the options. I'm going to know exactly how much it would be if I want to buy the car out. I can use that number, test it against the market, see if it would make sense to me to buy the car out. I'm either going to buy the car out for that low price if it makes sense, or I'm going to trade it in and I'm going to just lease another one. So another term that can come up during this time would be the damage allowance or the disposition fee. So the disposition fee is agreed upon contractually, usually $395 to $695. What that means is I'm financially responsible to pay that fee if I choose not to lease another car from the same manufacturer. So if I have a Subaru and I lease another Subaru, they waive that fee. If I lease a Volkswagen and then I go into a Subaru, then that fee still has to be paid. So that's something you want to be upfront and open about with your sales associate so that they can help you absorb some of that in your new payment, so you don't have to come out of pocket for this fee. Also, there's the damage allowance. Now, Subaru in particular allows $1,000 worth of damage if you lease another Subaru. So that's something that you don't have to worry about catching other fees for after your lease turn-in. Subaru's a very good company with that. Another thing is mileage. You really have to figure out what kind of miles you drive. Some manufacturers offer 7,500 miles a year. You could do 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. But for every mile you go over, it's usually a 15, 20, or 25-cent penalty. And if you go over a lot, that can really add up. So that's really the only thing you have to determine when you're considering leasing versus buying is, am I a lease candidate by how many miles I drive? Other than that, it is an absolutely great option. If it wasn't, most salesmen wouldn't lease, and I do. So let me know if you ever need anything. You can call me anytime, 609-463-5891. You can visit me on Your Community Car Guy at Facebook.com, on Twitter and Instagram. And soon I'm going to be unveiling my new website, which is YourCommunityCarGuide.com. So thank you so much for all your support. If you ever need anything or have any questions when it comes to buying a car, wondering about buying a car, hey, my friend bought a car, do you think he got a good idea? Doesn't matter. Call me, 609-463-5891. Thank you so much. Having a great night.